All right, guys, I'm about to show you in this video how I made $300 today. In fact, let me show you my Stripe account quick. Nothing crazy, but $300 so far today from this simple online business model. This is the best online business model that anybody can start in 2025 because it's scalable, it's recurring, it's asset-based, and it's almost completely passive. This business has made me between $300 and $1,000 per day for the last 5 years. And if you calculate that, that's between 10 to 30,000. We've had bigger months, but that's the average that I've had over the past 5 years. And as far as the amount of time I actually spend on the business, in the last few years, it's been less than 5 hours per week. But I will say when I started, it was more. It was probably 40 to 50. It did take some work to build up. So guys, I've made a lot of money doing this. I've made literally millions of dollars doing this simple strategy, just renting simple sites like this. Let me show you. Here's an example of one site. This is called stgeorgeconcrete.com. You guys can go check it out yourself. These are the simple sites that I'm going to be talking about in this video. In this video, you're going to be learning about what this business model is, why it works, the drawbacks, which I think is important for any business model to find out what are the drawbacks, real examples, other business owners that have done this, and how to get started today. So stay till the end and let's get into it. So the simple online business model that makes me between $300 and $1,000 per day is called rank and rent. What rank and rent means is I literally rank websites. I build them first, then I rank the websites, and then I rent them to local business owners for a monthly fee. And some of you guys might be sitting there going, well, why would a local business pay for a website every month? Why would they rent a website? The reason is simple, is because these websites are for the services that these businesses provide services for. So if I can build a website for a specific service in a specific city, get traffic to that website, I can put a deal together with a local business owner for $1,000 to $2,000 per month. Sometimes it's less, yes. Sometimes it's more, but that's the transaction. It's very, very simple. So this is how it works, guys. Is number one, you pick a niche. And for this example, I'm going to use concrete because that's the website I showed you. So concrete. Second, you're going to pick a city. And in this example, I'm going to use St. George. That's my hometown. Next, you're going to build a simple website for that niche and city, just like the one that I showed you. And we'll try to pop it up on the screen so you guys can see it. And by the way, I'm going to show you really quick on my Stripe account. That specific site has made me $66,000 exactly on the dollar, has made me $66,000. I've had this customer for a couple of years. But you can see here, $66,000. I wish there's a way we could prove that this was today. But anyway, I just pulled this up literally today. 66,000 bucks from the single website. So after you've built your website, then what you're going to do is you're going to set up a Google search ad for keywords that people would be searching to find a concrete company in St. George. For example, we're going to use keywords like concrete company, concrete contractors near me, concrete driveways, etc., etc., etc. And then once people find the ad and they start calling that website that I've built, I'm then going to go and I'm going to find a local concrete business owner that actually does the work in St. George. And I'm going to send that person a few jobs, a few phone calls for free and say, hey, let me give you a few jobs and then let's talk about working together. By doing that, it's giving him a sense of what I'm actually offering. It's allowing me to build trust, and it makes putting these deals together so much easier than just asking for money. The thing that's nice is that once he closes one of these leads, and he doesn't have to, but once he closes or she closes one of these leads, you're going to set up a deal and then you're literally just going to forward all the phone calls. And I usually charge between $1,000 and $2,000. So I let them know, hey, I'm going to send you all the phone calls. You're going to pay me $1,000 a month, and that's it, guys. And so you take the $1,000, and then I have my ad budget, which I usually set around $20 a day. So 20 times 30, that's $600, which puts me at $400 of profit every single month. So I'm literally from day one, I'm at a 40% profit margin. Some of the other expenses that you might have to incur is you're going to have to obviously get a domain, which is not, it's a few bucks. It's $13 a year, $20 a year. Some web hosting, which depending what you're going to use is between $2 and $20 a month. And a tracking number, I spend about $5 a month on a tracking number. So all in, it's going to be less than $50 of overhead, probably far less. But just to be conservative on this video, I'm going to tell you $50 in total. Once you close the local business owner, then what you can do is you can now focus on ranking that website on Google using simple search engine optimization tactics, which you can find on YouTube. You can, take simple courses to learn. And guys, after that, you're going to be profiting all of the rest of that money that you were spending on ads. On most of my websites, I've turned off my ads now, and all I have is my $50 or less. So if I'm making $1,000 and I have $50 of overhead on a domain, hosting, and a tracking number, I have a 95% profit margin on these deals. So for example, that website that I showed you, stgeorgeconcrete.com, let me pull it up again. This website right here, let me see if it will show me on the Stripe. It makes me $375 per week. I set it up on a weekly deal. So I'll just show you right now, $375 times 4. This website makes me $1,500 per month. It actually makes me a little bit more because there's actually 52 weeks in a year, but That's the game. It ain't bad. So guys, this business model is optimal for a few reasons. Number one is it's mostly passive. Because my clients at this point are so easy to manage, this business is almost completely passive for me. I barely have to even talk to my clients, and that's facts. Secondly, it's recurring, meaning that I do work once and I'm gonna get paid every single month for the work that I did years ago or last week or last month or whatever it is. It's recurring, and recurring revenue will change your life. And the best part, guys, is it's asset-based, meaning I own the website that I'm making, that I'm creating, that I'm putting my sweat and my hard work into. So if the client calls me and says, hey, Nick, I don't wanna work with you anymore, well, I can go to the next business down the road and sell them leads. I am in control, I own the asset, and I am not beholden to the client. So what are the drawbacks? This is one thing I really wanna focus on, because everyone that has their business model that they're trying to talk about, they always, oh, it's good. There has to be drawbacks or it's probably a scam, okay? Every business has drawbacks. So let me talk about the drawbacks and the downsides of renting websites, okay? Number one drawback is when you're starting out, this is basically a sales job. It really is. If that scares you, just hang with me for a second. A lot of people, in fact, I would say most people do not want to pick up the phone and talk to business owners, so they don't make money. They're really excited about building websites and getting leads to their sites, but they can't face the fact that the only way to make money is by picking up the phone and making offers to local businesses. So what I mean by that is getting on a Zoom call face-to-face with someone and saying, I'll send you all the leads from this website for $1,000 per month. Deal or no deal? That's what we're talking about by actually making a sale or actually making an offer. The nice part is you don't need sales experience. Most of the people that I've worked with, majority do not have sales experience, but you do need to accept the fact that this is going to be sales. You are gonna have to pick up the phone. You are gonna have to get a little bit uncomfortable, and you're gonna have to do that until you understand it well enough that you can hire someone to take your place in the sales position. But I'm telling you that if you learn this skill, it's gonna make you a ton of money. A few more downsides is you do need a little bit of money to get started. You're not gonna need $500,000 like it costs to set up a Jimmy John's or some kind of a brick and mortar, but you are gonna need a few $100 so that you can run ads to get that initial deal, get those initial leads so you can put that deal together. Another drawback, guys, is there's a low barrier to entry, and in some ways that's a good thing because anybody can do it, but I consider it a drawback because it's such a low barrier to entry, people don't treat this like a real business. They treat it like a thing they're testing out or a side hustle, which never works. Treat it like your main hustle. Anyone can build a website, anyone can run ads, and anybody can learn sales. These skills aren't difficult, they just take some time to learn. When I started, I didn't even know what a domain was, guys. That's embarrassing to admit. I didn't know what a domain was. And by the way, for those of you that don't know what that means, it's the www dot whatever, okay? Guys, the biggest reason that people fail at Rank and Rent is because they give up too early, and this is the same reason that most businesses fail in general. So let me give you a couple real examples of other sites that I've done. So here's the first one I want to show you guys. This one is bentonvilleconcrete.com. You guys, again, you can go and you can check out the domain yourself. Type in bentonvilleconcrete.com. This website right here, I'll show you the Stripe account, has made me, I don't know if you can see it here, $53,900. Another website that I have, I'm gonna check out really quick. It's St. George Duct Cleaning. All right, here's St. George Duct Cleaning. Also looks very similar to what I already showed you. And this one has made me, if I can find it really quick, makes me $375 per week. I know that. Here we go. $55,900. $55,900 you can see here. So those are just a couple of the projects I've done. I've got dozens of these things. And I want to tell you really quick, I don't really have to talk to these clients. I do talk to them because I want to check in with them. I want to make sure they're okay. But I have somebody that does that and they don't even check in with them that much. At the beginning, in the first 6 months, there is that communication. But once you guys have these deals in place, the actual passivity of these is unbelievable. The amount of time you actually have to talk and spend, communicating with these clients goes way down, and it becomes very exciting because you don't have to put a ton of time or effort into it. So let me tell you about 3 other people. And by the way, I've taught hundreds of people, but just a couple off the top of my head that I've taught this business model who are making over $10,000 per month. Number 1 is my guy, Ryan Dalton. Ryan Dalton is now doing $100,000 per month. It took him about 3 years to get there. That's with his agency. This guy was a full-time lawyer with kids, with a wife, with a dog, with hobbies. I think when he hit like $87,000 per month, he finally decided to quit his job, okay? That's Ryan Dalton. Secondly is a guy named Mike V. Awesome guy. He actually used Rank and Rent. He used this model to move from New Zealand to Thailand, and now he makes $50,000 per month. He drives his moped around, he does jujitsu, and he's living his dream life. I just realized a lot of people do jujitsu that are, I don't know why, I don't. And then I've got my little brother, Porter. Love this kid. He jumped into business a couple years ago. ago, he just hit $11,700 per month. The cool part though is he actually works with my dad and he's taking over the family farm. So this isn't his full-time thing. He's driving around in tractors and loading hay and cutting hay and doing all that kind of stuff. He's on the phone making $11,700 basically on the side with this business model. Guys, these are people, real people doing the same thing as me, building simple websites and renting them to local business owners. That's it. Businesses will always need leads. Leads are the lifeblood of a business. So that said, guys, if you want to get started with this kind of business as well, join the Rank and Rent Academy. You can see it in my description. I'll walk you through each step of the process to help you close your very first deal. Renting simple websites makes me $300 to $1,000 per day, and it has for the last 5 years, and I believe it's something that anybody can replicate. You don't need sales experience, you don't need technical experience. I've taught single moms all the way to professional athletes, guys. If you want to make money renting out simple websites, I'll see you inside the academy.